Hey guys. Okay, so what is the ideas trap? How can you avoid it, and how do you turn all of those great ideas that you might have into reality? So, just in case you don't know me, I'm Dahlia, and I help unfulfilled professionals make career changes into work that is not only even better paid than what they were getting paid before, but that they're actually excited to get out of bed for in the morning. So, what happens in this line of work is that I talk to a lot of people who have a lot of ideas. So people will say, oh, I'm thinking about starting a side business, some online thing. A lot of people want to start online businesses these days. Or, I think I want to make a career change, maybe this, maybe that. But then again, maybe I should stay where I am and do more of this. And people just get so overwhelmed with ideas. And on top of all of the different choices, there's also social media on top of that. So all day long, people are literally scrolling through idea after idea after idea. Sometimes it's ideas like what you should wear, and people will spend their whole life getting distracted looking at what they should wear and stuff like this. And that way they can completely stay distracted from their mission and their career and the work that they're actually doing in the world. And they can just focus on, the shiny objects and the colors and, all these other kinds of distractions we can find on Instagram. And then some people get distracted by just different ideas like for online businesses and now the thing to do is to become an online social media manager, or no, actually it's to do cryptocurrency, or no, actually it's to be an influencer. And there's just so many ideas as you scroll through social media. It gets completely overwhelming, and this is really the ideas trap. And so the first thing that's really important to know, and I'm trying to think of a way to say this nicely, but I don't think I'm going to come up with a nice way to say it. So I'm just going to say it. Know that I'm saying this because I care about you guys, and I don't want you guys to end up stuck in this trap, because it's actually a really bad place to be. So ideas are worth nothing. Like, there is nothing inherently valuable in an idea besides that momentary feeling of inspiration and some excitement about the new idea. But once that feeling has passed, once you get into the, at first there's the excitement of, oh, new idea, and then maybe you even take some concrete steps towards that idea. But then what usually happens is you hit that wall where all of a sudden you're not actually sure if it's the right thing to do. You're not actually sure if it's going to work out, and all the doubts creep in. And then you think of a new idea, and then you're like, well, maybe that's the thing. And then it just becomes this whole mess, and you never move forward. And this is what's happening with so many people, and it's such a shame. And then they keep falling into the consumer cycle where they continue just to scroll again for more ideas, because they cannot figure out how to break out of that trap and go from idea to focus and implementation. So here's what you want to do if you're someone who has a lot of ideas. I also talk to people, by the way, who don't have many ideas. Usually that happens when they've almost reached a point of depression sometimes, where they have been unfulfilled for such a long time in their career that they don't even have enough vibe and juice and inspiration to even really connect with any ideas. And they're just like, I don't know, maybe this, maybe that. I don't, like, they've really lost a part of their soul. So if that hasn't happened to you yet, please do something about this before it happens. If you are there, it is more difficult to pull yourself out and get inspired again, but it's so worthwhile. Like, there's nothing more worthwhile you could do, because it literally gives you your life back, gives you your soul back, makes you who you are again. So if that has happened to you, and I say this because I have had clients who are in that position where they are actually, some of them have been diagnosed clinically with depression when they start the program. And so some of them are doing the program because they want to find their purpose again. They want to find their mission in addition to the therapy that they are doing. But anyway, and sometimes it doesn't need to be like a clinical diagnosis, right? You could just feel if you're not who you're meant to be. You're just feeling less than your potential. Okay, so let's say you're in the ideas trap. How exactly do you go from that to doing something like finding your purpose, finding your new direction, whether it's a new career like Pablo, who went from being a real estate agent to working for the UN, or whether it's like Sarah, who figured out that she wanted to save the world from plastic, and who else? Hillary. We just did an interview recently that was really interesting. She was talking about her 3-pronged career, where actually she wasn't stuck to just one certain direction, but rather she chose 3 different directions. But there's a way to do that in a focused way so that you can actually make them all happen, as opposed to a distracted way where you have all these multiple ideas and none of them happen. So anyway, the first step is to find your focus. Focus is everything. Focus is not just, and this is the problem these days, everyone thinks focus is just going to magically fall upon them one day, maybe while they're doing a meditation or something. But that's not how it works. You need a process to find your focus. If we all had focus, we would all be out there super successful and super fulfilled. And that's not the case. So the big issue is finding that focus. You need a process for that. You can combine the process with something like meditation, or I see people, maybe not these days, but I used to see people traveling to try to find themselves. Those are great things, and you can certainly combine them with a process, but you still need a process. Otherwise, you are probably going to be searching and searching and soul searching for a very long time and never figuring out which of these ideas is the one. So what I do with my clients is, we do a number of things. It lasts 8 weeks, so I can't explain everything in the short video. But one of the big things that we do is the hypothesis worksheet. If you watch the interview that I did with Hillary, she talks a lot about that, where by process of elimination, it just helps to concretize what are the different hypotheses that she has for her career, and then figure out which ones she's ready to eliminate and which one is really what she is meant to be doing with her life. Okay, and then once you have that focus, the next step is the implementation. It's actually having a plan to make that happen. Actually having a plan to get your idea, if it's a new business or whether it's a new career, get it in front of the right people and have them coming to you with job offers or hiring you, coming to you as clients. So this is a big one, because a lot of times you can have this amazing dream and you can know your direction, but if you don't know how to actually make it happen, it very quickly becomes just too good to be true, dreamy thing, and you're back to the scrolling, maybe I'll look at something more realistic. You look at other ideas. So it's really important to actually have a game plan step by step for how you're going to implement this thing. So a good example of this is Laura, where when she started off working with me, she was completely stuck in that fog of confusion. And then she was a freelancer, but we figured out through this whole process I was telling you about that she wanted to work in the corporate world as a project manager. But of course, once she found that focus, she was excited for a second, because she went, wow, I know my focus. I know what I'm meant to do. But then she went, but I have no idea if I can even do that. I have no corporate experience. I don't even know how to get those jobs. I'm totally outside that world, and why on earth would they want to hire me? And I don't want to go back to school and restart my whole career. Like, I'm already in my 30s and I have 10 years of experience, and I don't want to start from scratch for this new career. So it was so important that then we had a plan for her to actually be able to land that position. And so she was able to just very quickly dive into the plan step by step, and then she landed the job. So those are the important things. Number 1, process to find your focus. And number 2, once you have that focus, having that game plan ready to go that you can follow. That plan is more like a branding side of things, right? The branding, the messaging, showing your value to the world, getting yourself noticed so that you can land those opportunities and get well paid for it. So I hope that this was helpful to you guys, and I would love to know below, what are your ideas? Any ideas, even if it seems silly, that have been going through your head lately. I'd love to hear what they are, or even ideas that you had in the past. And yeah, if you guys want help, like if you've been feeling stuck for a while with different ideas and you're just not really moving forward, maybe you're going, like Sarah, you're going back and forth with procrastination, inspiration, like you get all excited one day and maybe you work on it a bit, but then you're back to procrastination mode because all of a sudden you're not sure, and you know that there's something more for you out there, send me a message and I'll see if I can help. And you can also sign up for a free career roadmap session with a member of my team. We still have a couple of spots left this week, so you can click on the link that I'll put below, and if there's a slot left, I suggest you grab it, get on a session, and you'll be able to discuss those ideas and get clarity about the way forward. So that's all for today. Hopefully that was helpful. Let me know below if it was or if it wasn't, or what your questions are, and I will see you on the next video.